The first movie of the Monsterverse, Godzilla 2014.
Inside a mine in the Philippines in 1999, excavation team found a huge skeleton.
The strange thing is,
There is an egg that has emerged from the cocoon parasitizing the skeleton,
and the creature inside has escaped.
judging from the traces left outside the cave.
This creature is very huge.
And according to the geographical radar display,
The direction the monster is heading towards is Japan, Janjira town.
Ford Brody's family lives here. His parents are engineers at a local nuclear power plant.
Based on seismic wave detection around nuclear power plant, there was an obvious and stable vibration in the surrounding area. Joe Brody analyzed that this does not look like it was made by nature.
His wife, Sandra Brody, is responsible for going down to the area to investigate.
Just halfway through, the nuclear power plant shook. The shock also caused a nuclear leak. Sandra saw something bad.
So she quickly dragged her colleagues and ran back.
Her husband in the control room also felt something wrong.
Hurried to the exit to pick up his wife.
But the result was that they still couldn't beat the speed of radiation leak.
In order to take the overall situation into consideration. Finally,
He only could see his wife for the last time through the glass.
then another wave of earthquakes came.
Nuclear power plant collapsed. The entire town was then cordoned off. The survivors moved to other places. 15 years have passed in a flash. The surviving Ford Brody.
Now he is an excellent bomb disposal soldier and have a beautiful wife and lovely children.
But his father has always stayed in Japan. He firmly believes that the earthquake that year was no accident. The government must be hiding something.
So he frequently breaks into the blocked radiation zone.
Ford is here to rescue his father again. Joe illegally broke into the radiation zone. Ford had no choice but to go to bail.
The old man returns home.
He didn't understand why his father kept doing this.
My dear, I still can't get over what happened that year.
The old man is very firm with his thought and told his son,
He had already contacted a helper.
"We can definitely enter the radiation zone tomorrow." Worried about his father's safety, Ford had no choice but to accompany his father there. This time they discovered the secrets hidden by the government. Arrived at the radiation zone. It's full of life here. Green plants are growing.
Wild dogs are running on the messy street.
The old man took out the radiation monitor. The result actually showed no radiation contamination.
Then why did the government block this place?
Before they can move on, a carload of armed men arrived and took them deeper into the base.
A large cocoon like a giant croissant in the base.
Is glowing red. It looks like something is breathing inside.
And it is greedily absorbing the nuclear energy underground. This cocoon was found in a mine in the Philippines back then.
Formed by escaping monsters.
The earthquake that year was caused by it.
At this time, the old father was being interrogated. Knowing the truth, he angrily denounced what the government had done, and tonight is the day when the inspection will break out of its shell. They just saw the electromagnetic pulse it sent out,
Affecting circuits around the base.
to calm it down.
The base used high voltage electric vibration piezoelectric motors, making his shell fall off.
A staff member wanted to come forward to check.
A large trachanter suddenly protruded from the large cocoon.
Then the whole body crawled out of the cocoon, like a giant mosquito. In the movie, it's called MUTO.
Humans are like ants in front of him.
MUTO began to destroy wantonly. Instantaneous chaos in the base. Joe escaped in the chaos, desperately looking for Ford.
He lost his wife here. Can't lose his son either.
Unfortunately,
He's just seen his son.
then been buried in scattered steel frames.
Not long after, MUTO had received some signal. It then stopped the destruction and flew into the air. After the attack, the military took over the base.
And took away Dr. Ishiro Serizawa, who was in charge of researching at the base. The doctor helped Joe and his son, and took them away together.
It's because the old man didn't make it through.
Died halfway.
Arrived on the military aircraft carrier.
The doctor told Ford everything he knew.
Their name is Monarch Organization.
It is composed of multinational joint organizations. The main purpose is to study and discover giant titans.
It turned out that MUTO was the second known giant titan, as early as decades ago. A nuclear submarine was in a 1,000-meter deep-sea area. An ancient behemoth was discovered.
People call it Godzilla. At first, people thought it was a monster experimented by a certain country,
They used nuclear bombs to kill it.
without knowing that Godzilla feeds on nuclear energy. The nuclear bomb made him stronger. The same goes for MUTO.
And in the Philippine mines that year,
There was another major inspection. When the exploration team found it, the general examination showed no vital signs, so the beautiful country brought it back, placed where the country dumps nuclear waste. At the same time, in the Hawaiian Sea,
a nuclear submarine was attacked by an unknown creature.
the black box displayed that the nuclear submarine was near the forest in Hawaii's interior,
The investigation team arrived soon.
and saw an incredible scene.
Those titans were eating nuclear bombs like snacks.
MUTO, who was eating with gusto, was disturbed.
Very unhappy.
so it lifted up 10-meter-long legs
and created an electromagnetic pulse. Power outages across Hawaii. The helicopter in the air was also affected and crashed.
At this time, a behemoth also appeared on the aircraft carrier where the doctor was located.
The dorsal fin cuts through the sea as high as a mountain.
Just when it was about to hit the aircraft carrier, the monster dived to the bottom of the sea.
Swam under the aircraft carrier.
Look at his direction. It's Hawaii.
The huge size of Godzilla
Triggered a small tsunami. People fled for their lives. The menacing monster. Soldiers fired flares into the sky.
The faint light reflects the huge body. The soldiers shot wildly at the monsters.
However, the raindrops of bullets did not hurt him at all.
Ignored them. The beast's target is MUTO.
Two monsters faced off. Godzilla vs. MUTO. The battle between the two giant beasts was soon on TV.
Panic spread across the country.
It didn't take long. MUTO always avoids fighting Godzilla.
Instead, he flew away from Hawaii,
And Godzilla pursued from the bottom of the sea.
It also absorbs enough large alkali of nuclear waste.
It has also broken out of its shell.
Look at its body shape. It's twice as big as the previous MUTO.
But no wings. These are two MUTOs, male and female. Females are large, but cannot fly.
The other one that can fly is male.
At this time, both of them are converging towards San Francisco. Godzilla is also approaching San Francisco. The military is preparing to wait for the three giant beasts to converge
And destroy them with a megaton nuclear bomb.
Ford volunteered to join the nuclear bomb delivery team.
In order to prevent the electromagnetic pulse of MUTO from disrupting the nuclear bomb signal, they used manual starting gear.
Countdown to the trigger of megaton nuclear bombs.
Male MUTO uses battery pulse.
Rushed into the sea with a nuclear bomb.
When everyone is still confused, male MUTO rushed out of the water with a nuclear bomb in his mouth.
But he didn't eat. Instead, he held it in front of the female.
He also left a nuclear bomb for the cubs that were about to be born.
At this time, the army encountered a problem.
The countdown to the nuclear bomb has begun. If it is not lifted,
Once a nuclear bomb explodes,
not only will San Francisco be razed to the ground,
nearby cities will also be affected by nuclear radiation, and the nuclear bomb is activated manually. Requires manpower to dismantle, and now the only one who can defuse bombs is Ford. So Ford was ordered to join there.
the suicide team went to the city to find the nuclear bomb.
They came to the place where the nuclear bomb was placed on. It was also the place where female MUTO laid eggs.
The sight in front of them surprised everyone. Densely packed small eggs are arranged in an orderly manner. You can still vaguely see the cub inside.
If you let them hatch.
The consequences could be disastrous.
At this time, Godzilla came later.
Soon he got into a fight with male MUTO.
The female also joined the battlefield.
Maybe she's just laid eggs. So she was exhausted. No match for Godzilla in terms of strength.
She was pushed into a building. Godzilla knocked female MUTO down with one forceful push.
She still wanted to stand up and resisted.
Being pushed to the ground by Godzilla's kick and rub, just when female MUTO was unable to resist.
The male made a sneak attack from the air.
Godzilla was dragged aside. Godzilla attacked with sharp nails.
Female MUTO stood up during the fight. Two flying beasts supported flanking each other.
The beating made Godzilla howl. While three monsters were fighting, the Suicide Squad found the nuke and prepared to carry it out of the battlefield and dismantled it.
Before leaving, Ford saw countless MUTO eggs. No hesitation, he pried open the fuel tank of a truck. Gasoline spurted out instantly.
Soon the gasoline will spread to the location where there are sparks. Then there was a big explosion.
Ford was also blown away.
Felt the explosion behind.
Female MUTO quickly went back to check.
10 of thousands of small eggs have been reduced to ashes.
She was like wishing if there were surviving cubs.
Searching desperately.
Then she looked up and saw the instigator.
She was so angry that she just wanted to kill Ford. At this time, a sharp sound of energy came to their ears. The light blue light gradually increases. It turned out that Godzilla, who has just recovered from his breath, is accumulating power. A giant energy flame spurted out from his mouth. Go straight to the female.
This is Godzilla's trick,
Called atomic breath.
Female MUTO was seriously injured and fell to the ground. Male MUTO, who lost both his son and wife, arrived.
Crazily delivered attacks on Godzilla.
He used air superiority to keep Godzilla in distance.
Godzilla seized the opportunity and threw the male away.
Male Muto circled and prepared to continue the attack.
Godzilla flicked his tail just in time, knocked the male into a nearby building. The steel frame of the building pierced the male throat.
It seems there is no way to save it.
Godzilla was exhausted at this time. Let the building behind collapsed and pinned him down.
The Suicide Squad has transferred the nuclear bomb to the ship. The female Muto, who is not completely dead, also rushed over. The pain of losing forced her to kill Ford.
Exhausted handsome guy responded with a pistol. At the critical moment, Godzilla returned.
He bit Muto's neck and pulled her back.
Then opened his big mouth and did a trick. Mouth-to-mouth atomic breath. Fiery energy.
Directly separate Muto's head and body.
After defeating her, Godzilla also fell in the ruins.
It's dawn after the battle.
People started cleaning up the scene. Behemoth-level battle has dealt a devastating blow to the city.
Many families are falling apart.
This also laid the foundation for the follow-up. Godzilla also stood up after resting, walked slowly towards the sea.
He also politely said goodbye.
Why does Godzilla help humans destroy other monsters? The follow-up movie 2 will give the answer. The next episode of Godzilla vs.
Monsters officially takes the throne.